Hey cat aspirants, कैसे हो आप सब? This is Shreya and I am here with a major update for you guys. अभी तक आपने CAT 2025 का नोटिफिकेशन तो पढ़ ही लिया होगा. If not, then pause this video right here and take a screenshot of this. CAT exam form submission एक बहुत ही crucial step है for every serious CAT student, and even a single mistake can ruin your IM admissions. And trust me, going through that feeling is absolutely not worth it. So follow me till the end of this video and make sure to take down all the important points, like the documents that you need to keep handy beforehand, the format of the documents that is required to fill in the CAT form, and third and most importantly, the mistakes that you need to avoid throughout your CAT form submission. So before we begin, let me tell you कि वो कौन सी 3 चीजें हैं that you can change even after your CAT form submission. Those are your photographs, your signature, and your test city preference. But ये भी आप तभी कर सकते हैं when the correction window opens up in the month of September. तो चलो, let's get started. Visit the official website for CAT 2025 registration, that is iimcat.ac.in. Now, if you've already registered on this website, then you need to simply click on registered candidate login and you can log in with your credentials. But if you're new here, then you need to create an account by clicking on new candidate registration, and after filling in your details, you will get the login credentials on your registered email ID or mobile number. Once you've clicked on new candidate registration, give it 15 to 30 seconds to load. Then read this instructions pop up very clearly. It states that kindly use Mozilla, Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge browser to fill in the application form. The application form is compatible with Android and iOS. Fields marked with a red star are mandatory to fill in. Once you close this pop-up, the privacy notice would come up, which simply states कि आपकी कौन सी information किस purpose के लिए use की जाएगी. So you can simply click on I agree and proceed further. Now once you've read all the instructions carefully, let's proceed towards filling in the information. You need to fill out your name, date of birth, email address, country, mobile number, and then generate the OTP. And you will have to fill a CAPTCHA. Submit the CAPTCHA and you will be receiving different OTPs on your email as well as your mobile number. You simply have to fill in the OTPs and click on validate OTP. Once you are done with this, ये टेबल आपको डिस्प्ले होगा इन विच यू जस्ट नीड टू चेक कि आपने जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन फिल की है वो सही है या नहीं. इफ एवरीथिंग इज गुड टू गो, देन यू जस्ट नीड टू टिक मार्क ऑल दीज चेक बॉक्सेस एंड क्लिक ऑन सबमिट. And your account will be registered successfully. Once you are done with the registration, you will be redirected to this page. Now simply click on go to application and give it a while to load. Now here is where your application really starts. So firstly, you need to fill in your personal details. You can see all these 6 sections that you have here: personal details, academics, work experience, programs, testity, and declaration. Before filling in any details, let's look at the instructions. So the first instruction is fill in all the required details and upload scanned copies of all required documents. Click on Save Next to proceed to the next section. Applicants can log in multiple times to complete the application form. Once the payment is made, applicants will not be allowed to make any changes. And the last part is very important, which is your password of CAT 2025 application form will expire in every 90 days. Yes, so you need to reset this password using the change password option. In case the password is forgotten, it can be retrieved using forgot password option. So you need to keep in mind that if it has been 90 days since you've registered for the CAT form, then you need to reset the password once. So once you've read all the instructions carefully, let's move on to fill in the personal details. So इस section के अंदर you will basically get questions like your name, your parents' name, your communication address, your permanent address, which can also be the same, and details like your gender, your nationality, if you belong to the PWD category or you belong to any reservations, If you belong to any reservations, you need to attach your documents carefully. Then if we come at the end, we have the emergency contact details. Now once you've filled in all the details, at the end of the page, you will be given to upload your documents. Now if you take care of just 2 to 3 things properly before uploading your photograph and signature, I assure you that your documents will be accepted really quickly. So the first thing is that the format of your photograph and signature should be either in JPEG or JPG format. The next thing is that the maximum file size of your photograph should not exceed 1 MB and the maximum size of your signature should not exceed 80 KB. Both your photograph and your signature should be recent and not very old, at least not older than 6 months. And ideally, your photograph should be a passport size photograph with a white or off-white background in which your eyes, ears and every feature of your face is clearly visible. अब एक बार आपने अपना फोटोग्राफ एंड सिग्नेचर अपलोड कर दिया एंड पर्सनल डिटेल्स का सेक्शन सेव कर लिया, तो नेक्स्ट इज एकेडमिक्स सेक्शन. Inside the academic section, you need to fill in your details of your 10th or equivalent, your 12th or equivalent, your bachelor's and your master's if any. Also, if you have a professional degree or anything, any degree equivalent to that, you need to fill in the details for this as well. Next up, we have the work experience section. अब ये section हर किसी के लिए applicable नहीं होगा. This is only applicable to those who have any work experience. Now, if you're willing to fill this section, then the information that you need to keep handy is the name of your organization, your designation, your joining and end date, the break-in experience if any, and the total number of experience converted into days. अब एक बार आपने अपना work experience fill in कर दिया, तो the next section that we have is the selection of programs. Now, this is a very crucial step or section in the CAT form submission. This section contains a list of all the colleges and B schools that have CAT as a criteria for admission in their colleges. So there are 2 columns. If you see in the left hand side, there is a list of all the colleges that accept CAT, and in the right hand side, there are those options for city preferences if you are called up for an interview for all these colleges. So you need to select the colleges, you need to tick mark the check boxes for the colleges that you are interested in, as well as choose the city preference for that specific college. Once you're done with this, the next step is to select your test city preferences. So as you can see on the screen, you have an option to select up to 5 test city preferences according to your convenience. So let's read the small note that has been given here, which says, any applicant can select any 5 test cities as per preference from the drop-down menu. After the last date of registration, one among the 5 preferred test cities will be allotted. In rare case, if an applicant is not allotted to any of the preferred test cities, applicant will be allotted to a nearby test city. Now, I hope this is clear. So let's move further. So अब हम आ चुके हैं to the last and the final part of your CAT form submission, which is the payment of your exam fees and the declaration. So before you pay the exam form fees, I would suggest you to scroll down through this page, wherein you get this preview button. So by clicking on this preview button, you can see all the details that you filled till now, and उसको ध्यान से पढ़कर you can just make out if there are any errors or anything that you need to change. Because एक बार आपने payment कर दिया, तो उसके बाद you won't be able to change a majority of the information that you filled in into this form. So once you're done checking all the information, then you just need to tick mark this declaration or choose the mode of your payment. Make a payment of 2600 rupees, which is the basic amount for the CAT form submission. And then by clicking on submit, your CAT form submission would be done. So this brings me towards the end of this video, and I hope you were following me step by step throughout this CAT form submission procedure. So अब ज़्यादा delay मत करो, because 13 September is the last date to fill your CAT 2025 form. And अगर ये video आपको helpful लगी, तो share it with your friends who are appearing for CAT this year to help them avoid any mistakes in their CAT form submission. And if you still come across any difficulty while filling out your CAT form, then feel free to reach out to us through the comment section below, and we will ensure to answer your query as soon as possible. Wishing all the amazing CAT aspirants a very good luck.